Welcome back to another show, The Journey. I'm your host, Mr. Harris. I have a very special guest with me today, someone I've known for a long, long time. She grew up here at Renaissance Youth Center. She's like my child, like my daughter, and I've watched her go through her own life's journey. And we're going to talk a little bit about that here today. Her name is Trejah Brown. And that's it. You got to say both names. You just can't call her Trejah. Her name is Trejah Brown. So be right back here on The Journey. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to the Mr. Harris Show. 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 It's called The Journey.
And I'm so excited to have her. I've been trying to get you here for the last few months. I think your story is absolutely amazing. To talk a little bit about her, she is a singer, she's a dancer, she is going to college right now. She is a survivor, she is hardworking, she's an encouraging. I've never seen her with an unhappy face. She has stick-to-itiveness to the third power. And without any delay, Trejah Brown. How you feeling today?
Good. I'm feeling blessed to be here with you because I know we did schedule and a lot of things got in the way, but I'm just happy to finally be here.
Yep. The audience don't know you, so I just want to say this. I think I've known you since you were about
7.
7.
Yes.
Okay. Came here to the music class. Ball of joy. Could sing. Was joined the MWAM band. You got a chance to make the MWAM band. Got a chance to tour with us.
Yes.
And dance her booty off. Got into Alvin Ailey dance company, but you were also with several other dance companies. Future looked bright.
Yes.
Everything was going for you. Then what happened?
The school year started, and for some reason I could not write with my right hand. Like it would form like these positions with my fingers to where it was like locking, and it would stay that way for a long time. And I just kept noticing it, but I would pay it no mind. And one day, like, I had to do like this big project in school, and it was the first week, so it was like mandatory. And I told my grandmother, like, can you write this out for me, because I hate my handwriting. It's so ugly and I can't write it. And my grandmother was like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? And when she seen how I was writing, she decided to take me to the hospital. And that's when they found a benign tumor. And they told my grandmother that I was lucky enough for her to bring me into the hospital, because it was at a point where the tumor was going to, it had a cyst on top. So the cyst was going to pop. So luckily she did bring me in when she did. And they brought me straight to the hospital right after that to proceed with the surgery.
How old were you then?
I just entered middle school, so about 11.
About 11.
Yes. It was right after my birthday, actually.
During that time, you were already in Alvin Ailey.
Yes.
Dance school. You were already performing all over the place with all these dance companies.
Yes.
Find the tumor, the journey of life.
Yes.
You had to make some decisions to go another way. Actually, almost like held things up for a minute, right?
Yes.
So you needed to have surgery.
Yes.
Want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So my first surgery wasn't as bad. It took a few weeks. I would say like a month to get back to what I was doing, which was singing, dancing. It wasn't as bad because I was still young and able to just move around and get everything done how it was supposed to. But I was happy that I got through that one.
We're back.
Yes.
Yes.
It was the second surgery that was totally, like, it was a total setback. I think the biggest part was the fact that it was cancerous, and then it was like 8th grade, so I'm entering high school next year, and here comes another setback.
Yes. Yes. And how long were you out for that?
A very long time. It was, I had my surgery July 13th, 2018, and I didn't come back to anything until, I didn't even go back to dance for like 2 years after that. In MWIM, I took a year off as well from MWIM, so.
Yep. Yep. So now, first surgery, a little while later, a year or so later, next surgery, a lot more aggressive.
Yes.
Held up some things. Then what happened?
So through the second surgery, I actually had a stroke, which paralyzed me on the right side. So after like the first surgery, I started having epilepsy as well.
Yes.
So it was the seizures kicking in plus me having the strokes. So after the surgery, my mom and grandmother noticed that I wasn't able to walk after the surgery, and it was weird because the doctor didn't even tell them that I had the stroke. So it was weird because usually I was used to like getting up out of the bed or at least moving my feet or something. But for some reason I wasn't able to move anything on the right side. Like it was weird. And my body parts felt like stiff. And I noticed that it was just bad. I couldn't get out of the bed. I had so many things that I needed help with, like showering and eating, and it was weird to me.
Right.
So I had to go to the rehabilitation hospital, NYU, and I'm just grateful for them because they actually told us about the stroke. And what's weird is that it's not even to laugh, but as soon as I got there, I had to leave because of me having another seizure. And during that seizure is when I stopped breathing, which was very scary for my grandmother to witness because she hates telling me about it, but I do ask questions about it. It is a little scary, but I did have a seizure, and that's when they started like being severe to where it would stop my breathing. But yes, after that therapy and stuff, I stayed there for at least 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then I still had to go to a rehabilitation school. So it was a setback on high school as well.
Right. So now, this is where it became real, like,
Yeah.
my life is being altered.
Yes.
Like, I can't do the things I want to do.
Yes.
Because now this situation is making me alter my life.
Yes.
And I remember, like, and when we used to come with a van load to the hospital.
After every
We
show.
all up in the bed, eating your Jell-O, making all kind of noise, having fun. And it was crazy, because this is where I really want to get to for the show. We would be outside, and you didn't even notice, we'd be outside the van crying.
Oh my goodness.
Right? Because we knew the situation that you were in and your condition.
Yep.
Like you're all taped up, head bone, eyes, problem, vision, having seizures. We had several seizures in front of us.
Yes.
And we had to go upstairs. We were like, no, we're going to go up there and be positive.
Yep.
And it was like you were encouraging us. Like we couldn't pull it together. People would leave out the hallway and say, I'm going to get some chips. They ain't going to get no chips. They're going in the hallway to cry, right? But you were in there and you were always just like always so positive. And even when you were out, I would always tell you a story because really it's your testimony.
Yeah.
And I pull you up and I say, this woman right here, Trejah Brown, this girl right here, and I would always cry when I would tell you a story. And I guess my question to you, it's like, where do you find the strength? Where do you find this joy? Like even right now, look at you, big smile on your face. You just came from the doctor today, going through physical therapy, you're in pain, you got to walk with a cane, and it's always stuff, but you are always so positive. How?
At this point, I just leave it all up to God. I think letting him take full control is the best choice. I feel like anything else is just getting in his way, and it's like you're not trusting him. And I feel like God is putting me through this for a reason. It's not to hurt me, to harm me. It's to give me a reason. And I feel like when it's time, he's going to actually show me why he put me through all of this. And I'm just grateful to still be alive, because many kids my age who have been through my situation and worse have lost their lives. So I'm just grateful that I'm still able to walk and talk on my own. I may have a setback on using my right hand or arm, and I don't mind, because I know how to just move with the right side.
So even, I mean, were you always spiritual before this experience?
Yes.
Okay. Because even just hearing you say, hey, I can't use my right hand, but I don't mind, right? And for those of us, if I can put things in a different perspective for you, right? But it's no difference than any athlete who's on his way to the NBA, or you're on your way to the NFL, and all of a sudden you get an injury that says you're not going. Can you sit there like she's sitting there and be just as positive, and just be just as open about life and say, it's okay, I used to be able to throw that football, I can't throw it now, but it's okay, I can't use my arm anymore, but I'm happy. Many of us can't do that. And maybe it's just as simple as your faith, your belief that there is something greater, there is a reason as to why you're going through this.
Yes.
Do you find that you're able to encourage others?
Yes.
Talk about that.
So recently, I just met a girl in the therapy, in NYU Therapeutic Center, and she is a senior in high school. And it bothers me because she was in the same situation that I'm in, but hers is like worse. It's sad because you learn that a lot of people go through these things and like give up.
Yeah.
And her mom is trying to like encourage her, like you can still go to school, but her dream has always to go away for college. And it's like she can't go away because of her upcoming surgery that she's having. And it's hard because I was in the same situation. So I had to talk with her, and I just wanted to pull her to the side to let her know, like, people are going to say that you can't, and you actually just have to do it on your own. Like, my mom was very scared for me to go away to school.
Tell everybody where you went.
I go to Clark Atlanta University, the illustrious Clark Atlanta University, as a junior. Right now, I am studying psychology on a pre-medical track, and I'm just grateful that I had the opportunity to go away to school. But that girl, just hearing her having faith, and her breaking down. Like her conversation with her mom and her teacher on the phone, it was like she was giving up at some point, but she had faith.
Yes.
And I didn't know what to do. So I pulled her to the side and I introduced myself, and I told her, like, my name is Trejah. I was in the same situation that you were in, but right now I'm still in school. And she actually came back to me the next day for therapy, and she was like, you know what, I'm going to go to college here for a year. After the surgery, I'm going to deal with all of it, and after that, I'm going to go away to school. And I told her, like, that's all you need to focus on, but the main thing that you need to focus on is your health.
Yes.
Let God take control. And having that deep talk with her and her mom, just encouraging her, has it made me happy. Like, that little girl is still texting me and just having questions, and
Yes.
I'm just grateful that I was able to just talk to her.
Yeah.
And even like with my band members who I've had met since I was 7. Beatrice and I just went to youth council, and
Right.
her telling my story to them, it made her cry, because she just didn't notice how much I guess I was going through, but still pushing, like you said, to have a smile on my face. And it actually made her go to tears, and have tears in her eyes as well. And it touched a lot of people, her telling like a lot of my story in the audience. So
This is at the Bronx DA's Youth Summit?
yes.
Okay, got you.
And she had a lot of people tearing as well. So I think that my story is always going to touch people whenever it's told, and I'm grateful because I'm just one person that God is trying to help.
Yes. And you remember whenever I talk about you, I said, hey, I've had a couple of knee surgeries, knee replacements, whatever, back be bothering me. I'm like, I can't complain. Like, I feel guilty when I say I'm in pain. I'm like, because I know what she goes through. I'm like, I want to say something, but I can't, because Trejah Brown wouldn't complain. Trejah Brown would just like bear through it. She'd be smiling. She'd be encouraging somebody. You know, she's walking with the cane, but one like, hey, let me help you carry that. You can barely walk over there by yourself. But she always wants to help, and it's that that's ingrained in me. Like, I have it. It's like, and I'm serious. You don't realize how much you encourage me. And I know I'm not the only one. Like, whenever I feel like times are hard, I'm like, yo, Trejah not complaining. What would Trejah do? She put a smile on her face and she would handle it. And so I just really wanted to share like your story with the world. Like, everybody needs to know Trejah Brown, and how Trejah Brown perseveres. And if anybody out there, and if you're struggling, whether, you were diagnosed with something, or your job let you go, or you wanted to make the NFL and you're healthy, but the NFL wasn't ready to pick you up, think about Trejah Brown. It wasn't meant for you at that time.
Yes.
You were supposed to be on that journey to do whatever it is that you did. But now you're supposed to be somewhere else doing something else. I do believe in that.
Yes.
I strongly believe in that. That's why the show was really called The Journey. I feel like life is all about us planting seeds and going through, because even I know I've deposited some things into you, but I had to go through some growing pains and experience some things so I could share that with you.
Yes.
You understand? Sometimes we never know, you're right, like why we go through stuff.
Yes.
Because sometimes you're supposed to go through it to help somebody else
Yes.
who's coming along. But you're so young to understand that, but you get it already.
Yes.
So, thank you for coming on and sharing. I probably should have Grandma on next, because she's one of my next biggest heroes. I know your mom and your sisters and everybody else supports you, but Grandma's your diehard.
Yes, she is.
That's the diehard, and she's been that way with all of her grandbabies. And
Yes.
definitely got to get her on the show. But in closing, like, what would you say to somebody who's going through something right now, who maybe got some bad news? Maybe you didn't get into school you wanted to get into, or maybe you were diagnosed with a sickness, or, what would you say to them?
I would say to keep pushing through. Better days are coming, and you have to just leave it up to God. Like I said before, everything he does is for a reason. He doesn't do anything to harm us, and God doesn't even really put us through these things. It's just happens. So don't beat yourself up about it. For example, if a person doesn't get into school, it just wasn't meant to be for you. And everything, I think, it's meant to be from God. Like, he makes everything happen. And without him, it's no possibility in doing anything. So
what can the world expect from Trejah Brown? What's next?
I think my next thing is going to definitely finish school. I only have one more year left, so I'm just gonna finish that off, and then medical school. And
Why medical school?
I want to help children who are in my position and worse. I think a lot of people need more black doctors, especially in this generation that we are in now, in this world that we're in. Black women are not getting enough credit for what they do. And the percentage of black women in neurosurgeons are 5% out of 100. That's insane. So I would like to change that and probably influence more black women and young women to come into the health field and really make a change and help more of our community people.
Nice. So on that, Trejah Brown, I wish you all the blessings on your journey.
Thank you.
That does happen for you. And just think about it. Wow. So if you had stayed on the trajectory that you were on, you would have been dancing with whoever you would have been dancing with at this point in time, but you wouldn't be changing the lives that you're changing right now on this journey. And so there is something to be said about that. So I hope that this episode encouraged you like this woman encourages me. If we all can have the heart and love and spirit and just like this work ethic that this young lady has and this whole positive outlook on life, the world would be such a better place. So we all need that Trejah Brown gift. And so hopefully by her sharing today that we can walk away with some of that. So as always in party, make sure you love yourself, and any love you got left over, make sure you share it with somebody. All right, thanks for tuning in on the journey.
Welcome to the Mr. Harris Show. 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 It's called The Journey.